Well, here goes take two. I did a video last night, and I guess I got the feeling to do another one. Um, in a little over 12 hours, I picked up my discharge papers from my prison sentence. So I figured I'm going to go into some depth about that and how it all came to be. On November 11th, 2014, Jeremiah Hemenway, that's Hemenway, did a control buy on my father for $20. On November 13th, 2014, he did a second control buy for $80 on my father. We had been growing and yet selling weed for quite a few years before that. Nothing huge, mostly small stuff, mainly because we didn't want to pay for weed, and hey, we were going to spend some time, why not make a little money? He did the buys, we went through the court process. Eventually, we were all granted deferred judgments because my father was sentenced first, and he was, in his 50s, no criminal record, just like me and my brother at the time. So we all got our deferred judgments. Spent a little over a year on probation for that. I dropped dirty like 27 times for weed. PO never did anything. Then I started drinking. A lot. I mean, a lot. Like 2 or 3 pints of whiskey a night. Every fucking night. And one day I went in. I hadn't drank in over 9 hours, but I still blew a .082. And my PO, instead of having me arrested, chose to just have me sit there until I could blow under the legal limit and have a licensed driver take me home, and then I had to agree to turn myself into the residential facility as a last resort before losing my deferred judgment. A few days later, I went to the residential facility. Some things happened. I had an injury that led to me going to the hospital. That the hospital they took me to caused a very large panic attack, and I guess I kind of made a threat to a staff member. And that message was relayed, and shortly after I returned from the hospital, I was escorted by sheriff deputies, taken to jail, had my deferred revoked. I spent 4 months in jail, 9 months in prison, got out, went to work release, fucked around, did some stupid shit, got sent back to prison, then did a little over 6 months on the violation, then went back to work release, and it took me about 4 months to finally get out, and then I finally did and made actual parole status for the first time since I lost the deferred. And now I'm picking up my discharge papers finally in the afternoon. And as much as I completely disagree with the reason why I went to prison or had any legal trouble at all over some weed plants, I mean, it's truly a victimless crime. Who was I hurting? Who were we hurting? No one. Absolutely no one. But at the same time, I'm actually happy that it worked out that way. Because I was at a point in my life where I was so far gone, I did not recognize my own face in the mirror. I no longer recognized my own eyes because they weren't mine. They were someone else's. They were someone that I turned into for a span of a good few years. And being forcibly taken away from that gave me the time I needed to just sit and think. While I was locked up, that's really all I ever did was I just stuck to myself, watched TV, and thought. And then towards the end of it, I got really lucky. The last 3 months that I was actually in prison, I got to have a dog. Like 24/7. I had a dog with me 24/7. And it was at that point where I had finally started to realize I had thought about things enough, and that little bit of, having that feeling of home, just because I had a dog. Anybody who knows me knows I am a dog person. I trust a dog more than I do anybody, any human, that is. And I had a dog. That was pretty cool. And then when I got out, I had some struggles. As soon as I got out of prison, I had some issues with the work release. Got a few reports, and then something came up in my life that sparked my desire to actually succeed and get through work release and make it to parole, and then discharge. And I did. All the details about that whole situation are, hey, that's not something I need to get into. But plus there's quite a few things. I've caught in some pretty serious breaks. As soon as I got out of prison, each time I had a job within 24 hours. And right now my job treats me pretty well. I get to joke around, I get to goof off, because at the same time I do my job, and I either annoy the shit out of people, or I make them laugh at night once I get to talking and rambling and saying stupid shit. I don't know, that's who I am. So I guess the real message about this is you can always find a bright spot in the rain, like I alluded to last night, in nearly every situation, or at least every situation I've come across. You can always find that little bright spot that makes those much bigger situations seem so much smaller. Because if you can focus on the little things, those little things, just the little things of like a dog, or a good friend that checks up on you once in a while, or somebody that you have that you can confide in, or for instance, just if you have something you enjoy doing and you can do that, that's one of those little things. Like for me now, it's going to the gym. It's going to the gym. It's occupying my time. It's a little thing that creates a bigger thing, a bigger impact on your life. Focus on the little things. Do not underestimate something just because it's little. Dynamite comes in small packages. So those little bright spots that you can find, once you find them, hold on to them. Don't let them go. Remember every last one of them. When you're down, Open those memories. And guess what? Whatever you're dealing with at that time, it's going to help ease that burden. Trust me, it will. You just have to be able to find those bright spots, and you have to have the patience to wait to find them, because you're not always going to see them right away. It takes time, and everyone is different. So take your time. Keep looking for those bright spots. We're going to find them. It's just a matter of when. That's all. You'll find them. I found them. If I can do it, you can do it. Other people have done it. If they can do it, you can do it. We all can do it. We just have to try. We just have to be patient. And, we have to be willing to put trust in people. No matter how hard, no matter how bad people have treated you in the past, you have to keep searching for those genuine people out there that are going to look out for you, that are going to care about you, that are going to hope for the best for you. And you can get hurt over and over again, but then as soon as you find one friend or one person that you can just talk to and you feel comfortable with, and you can forget about things, yeah, that's going to make life a whole lot easier too. There's so many things that you can do to improve your situation, no matter what it is. You just have to have the patience, the time, and the ability to accept that life's gonna be shit sometimes. And you gotta be able to take it. Because it's gonna make you stronger if you can take it and then eventually find those bright spots and bring yourself out of the darkness. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel more strong. You're going to feel powerful. You're going to have a confidence boost that is unmeasurable. So go out there. Find those bright spots. Find something positive to occupy your time. And whatever you're going through can improve if you put the work in. So, just like last night, with that, I bid you farewell.